My name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. This is Flosstube take number 2, because I did record this earlier, but I sounded like a very angry, grumpy woman, so I've decided to re-record it. So apologies, the light is a little bit, you know, bland, yellow. That's because it's now evening. So this is my Flosstube update, my weekly update, where I share with you exactly what I've been working on in the past 7 days. Hannah, pass me my tablet off my stand, please, because I've forgotten it.
You don't
Like
want
a Wally.
much,
No, I don't want much. So here's where I share with you what I've done. I have worked on 5 projects. I have put a total of 7,500 stitches in, and I have also completed some model stitching this week. So I'm going to go through this in the order in which they appear on my list. No, not like that. First piece that I've worked on is this one. This is She Sleeps, artwork by Stephanie Pui-Mun Law, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This one was out and stitched with me this week. I've put in 1,000 stitches. It's gone from 18.12 to 18.79%. I am not alone in this room, as you can gather. So I'll show you where I've worked, and then I'll show you the full thing. So it's stitched 2/1 full cross on some 20 count Aida, park thread there. And I've been filling in on this section here. I've put in 1,000 stitches. So we're now starting to fill in the centre of this piece. And overall, it looks like that. Back a bit, good for the tummy muscles, apparently. So there we go. So 1,000 stitches done on that, so happy with that. Next piece that I worked on excuse me, is this one. This is Maui Princess, artwork by Hannah Lynn, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It was a freebie on the website, it's now no longer available. The full size one is, but this one isn't. This is the piece that travels with me, goes to the office when I'm in, and all sorts. It's out of its frame as promised. So I'll show you the section that I've worked over the last few weeks, and then an overall picture. So for about the last 3-ish weeks, I've added some more in on this bottom section. Of course, now you can see it all. And there's the forearm there starting to come in. All of this is filled in, right the way up to sort of here. This has had 2,500 stitches this week. No, 2,600 stitches this week. 77.9 to 79.10%. And now overall looks like this. So doing really well, not far away from the finish. When I haven't got any model stitching, as I haven't at the moment, I'm taking this piece out of rotation and working on it where I would work on model stitching. And also it means that in your guys' rotation, because I have 9 projects current, no, 8 projects currently. If I take Maui Princess out of the equation, then I could be wrong. I'm thinking now. I've got 9 projects currently, so I'll be taking my Princess out, but I will pop her back in when I get some model stitching. Just means as well that your guys' viewing will be a bit more variety, because coming up this week we've got kind of a repeat of a couple of weeks ago. But there we go. So that's my Princess. Next one that I've worked on. Excuse Lauren burping and coughing away next to me. She's having a tea. Next one I've worked on is this one. It's a stitching shelf, and I'm working the regular size max colour. It's the same actually with She Sleeps. That's also a regular size max colour. And I've realised just as well, I've forgotten to say about what my Princess is worked on. 25 count 1/1 on an even weave. If I do forget, it's in the description below. It's because it's later on in the evening. So Stitching Shelf and She Sleeps were both kindly gifted to me by my friend Petra from Instagram. Stitching Shelf has had 1,000 stitches, 19.6 to 19.86%. And I've worked along here a little bit, filling in that next row of stitches. And it's looking really, really good. It's a very colourful piece. This one gets lots of comments, lots of questions. And there's a fair number of people who are doing this one. But yeah, it's a lovely stitch. Excuse me. So it did have some lovely stitch time this week. Next one I've worked on is this little guy. This is my Lord of the Rings stained glass. This one I bought last year for myself as a gift to myself from Etsy for my birthday. It's had 1,000 stitches. I've done it again, Stitching Shelf, 25 count, 1/1 full cross. Lord of the Rings stained glass has had 1,000 stitches, 6.41 to 6.69%. It was out on a stitch with me. So I'll show you where I worked and then show you the whole thing. Excuse me. So I've worked on this side here. This is some Elvish lettering. You know, the one ring to rulers up, rule them all lettering. But it's not just 310. There's some 939, probably some 3799, maybe some 823 and colours like that in it. But all of the black up to here is done on this section, and I did that on my Stitch With Me, and I've added some more in here. One more good session here, and this will be finished. So then I'll have both arches completed. Oh, and both arches will be complete. So as I said, this is on 18 count, 2/1 full cross. I'd actually discovered something about this week. Andy and I had an overnight away. We went up to Hornsea, and I discovered that it's actually harder to stitch on 18 count than it is on 25 in the car, which I'm really quite surprised at, because I'd have thought 25 count would have been harder with it being a smaller weave. But no, 18 count, the amount of times I split the block and all that jazz, it was just ridiculous. So lesson learned, in the car, take something of 25 count. But there we go. The last piece I've worked on is this beaut. It's a Sailing Fairy panoramic. Art is by Nadia Strelkina, charted and kitted by Paine Free Crafts, and very kindly donated by one of my lovely viewers, and I'm thoroughly enjoying every stitch. That piece was my Sunday stitch this week, so as you recall, Monday to Saturday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, each have a project for those days. Once I get to 1,000 stitches, I put it down and I pick up either model stitch if I've got that, or Maui Princess. But Sundays I have the whole day on one project, just so I get that little bit extra work in on that one project. Sailing Fairy's turn this week, and we had a phenomenal week. So I worked on this all day Sunday, and I put in a whopping 1,900 stitches. I worked on it on my live stream, so if you join me for my live stream, you'll have seen me working on this piece. And then I just did an extra sort of half hour after that. But here's a hoop mark, so from here right the way to this park thread, the second block of 10 by 10 is done, and that I completed those blocks on Sunday. We've got some lovely detail coming in. So here we've got what looks like the top of a castle or a building, or oriental, like a gazebo type of thing. I can't remember what you call them. And then obviously we've got some other buildings here. I think that there, I think it's a turtle leg, but I could be wrong. Not sure. But that's how this one looks, and it is stitched on some 25 count magic guide, no, easy count, 1/1 full cross. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, I am too. So that's all of my stitching. So, stats for this one, 1900 stitches, 7.88 to 9.10%. So quite a jump. And it was lovely to get some extra time on it. So that's it for the stitching. So a couple of other bits of things to tell you. What's the matter?
I thought I got the caramel one, I got the normal one.
Ah, it's terrible, isn't it, when you got the wrong kind of chocolate?
It is terrible.
So a couple of other bits. As I said, I haven't got a model stitch on at the moment. My last model stitch I sent back this week, 2078 stitches. Not all worked this week, but finished on Tuesday and sent back. So when I don't have a model stitch on, Maui Princess is coming out of the rotation and getting, you know, some good stitches. The other thing is I've had it brought up on my live stream. Now, my Sunday live stream seems to be getting very popular. It's really nice. We've usually had around 50 people in, which is fantastic. And I've said before, I don't mind you emailing me a picture if you want me to share it during the video. So, you know, whether it's a stitching companion, whether it's a scenery picture that you took, whether it's a finish or whatever, if you do want me to share it on the live stream, just, you know, drop me an email and I'll quite happily do that. There are one or two ladies that do send me bits and bobs by email. Excuse me. It was also brought up that when you're watching a live stream replay, that there are some very long adverts in it. Now, the way my channel is monetized via YouTube, so ad revenue forms an income for me, and it pays for things like I'm going to the Big Stitch later this year, so it's paying for that, and to keep me in my cross stitch habit. However, putting that aside, ad revenue is one way that I earn money from YouTube. I've always said my policy on adverts is I don't like to put unskippable adverts in if I can help it. If I put unskippable adverts in, I would have absolutely no control whatsoever about the length of those adverts. So I have opted to have skippable adverts in. So after 5 seconds, you'll see the skip ad button or, you know, play video button, and you can press on that. All I've asked is that if the advert is 30 seconds long, please leave it to run. 30 seconds isn't long out of anybody's life, and to be fair, it's something that I do for other YouTubers as well. If the advert is 3, 4, 5 minutes long, 7 minutes long, or like somebody pointed out to me this week, over an hour long, by all means, skip that advert. I'm sure you just want to get to the stitching, and I don't think anybody really minds a very short advert, but the very long ones, it takes the whatever. So if it's uncomfortably long for you, skip it. All right? I don't, you know, make anybody watch every single advert. It's not my thing. I have control over whether or not my videos have ads in them, but I don't have any control about what those adverts are, the type of ad, the length of the ad. It could be a company like Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I get a lot of Caterpillar Cross Stitch and Hatchet Partworks adverts from my viewing. Then again, I'll also get really weird stuff like music videos of an artist I've never heard of, and the music's like, you know, the stuff that would happen in the mid-90s at some rave in a barn somewhere, and, you know, you come out, you know, with a big thick head the next day.
When did you go to a rave in a barn?
I'm not telling you. Or, you know, it might be something that's an investor. So this is how you invest, and this is how you make money on the property market, and this, that, and other. I put the adverts in. I tell YouTube, yes, please put some adverts in, earn me some revenue, but I have no control over the content. So there you go. So my policy on adverts, if it's too long for you, skip it. I'm pretty sure that some of you might even skip this part of the video. Another thing I want to talk about today is my email. So many of you will have seen my email address is up and down in the description box, and it's stitchpix2016@gmail.com. Now, my email address is very specific because it actually relates to a side business that Andy and I look after together. Him more than me, him a damn sight more than me. I tend to sort of do, you know, this part, talking about it, and Andy will do the needful. So Stitchpix is a photo charting service. I have a Facebook page and a Facebook group, but there's very little activity on either of those places because the vast majority is run via email. You used to be able to send images and files over Facebook Messenger. You now can't do that. So if you have an image that you have, a photograph you've taken yourself or a family member's taken and said, here you are, you can use this picture. Or if you've approached, as many cross stitchers do, a licensed artist and said, can I make a cross stitch chart of your artwork just for my personal use? We will convert that into a cross stitch pattern that works with Pattern Keeper. We can use any number of colours that you want. We can use a particular size that you want. And we do have a scale of charges, but we start at something like $7.99 and the most is $12.99. There's an additional charge for things like background removal because that's quite an involved process. But I think it's only like a couple of pounds. It's not expensive. So if you are looking for a cross stitch chart from an image that you own, you have copyright of, or you have permission to use, and we'd also need to see that permission to prevent any copyright infringement, then if you send it to us in an email, we'll send you a mock-up. If you're happy with the mock-up, we'll send you an invoice, we'll make you the chart. And it's as simple as that. So the email is down below, and I will put links to the Facebook group as well. Anyway, moving aside from stitching, because I think I've talked enough about stitching. Weight loss this week, another 2.5 pounds. So I've now lost 5 stone, 8.5 pounds, or 78.5 pounds. I don't know what it is in kilograms. 2.2 pounds to a kilo though. So anybody who can work it out, I would imagine it's about 30-ish, 35 kilos, something like that. I have 30 more pounds to lose. So I'm now on a countdown to get to my goal. And I'm still there, still sticking to it. We went to the seaside on Saturday, Andy and I. Last Monday, we'd been, as you know, we'd been out to the coast with the girls. I stayed on plan. On Sunday after my live stream, we ordered in a takeaway, but I still managed to stay on plan because I had a jacket potato with beans, no butter, and a salad, which I can have. Huh?
We had the nice stuff.
My jacket potato was very nice, thank you very bloody much.
Well, we had the better stuff.
Ooh, you had the better stuff. There you go. I quite enjoy jacket potatoes. But anyway, and Andy and I were at Seaside on, well, we left here at Friday night. I had a gammon steak and gammon and egg, which had a very minute amount of sins in it, with the salad. What on earth was that? Now Hannah's doing what Lauren did. I had jacket potato, I had a gammon steak with salad for my tea. On Saturday morning we had breakfast at the B&B, and Andy of course had the full English. I just had scrambled eggs, tomatoes, mushrooms, no butter, cup of coffee, some muesli, which was my healthy extra, so all good, stuck to plan. Went out for, and did Andy's filming, went and had lunch. I had a jacket potato with beans and a salad, sensing a theme here. I like jacket potatoes. So I had that for my lunch, stayed on plan, came home, we had pasta bolognese for tea, so again stayed on plan. And, I'm now getting to the point where it's the habit to make those good choices, which is really good. The only thing that I'm struggling with now is contentment versus capacity. Because when I was a bigger lady, I could eat an awful lot. If you gave me a 12-inch pizza, I could probably eat the whole thing. now I would have like 1 or 2 slices in a big salad, and I'd be more than content with that. But you know, my capacity is still a lot bigger, so I'm now learning just to listen a little bit, and making sure as well that I'm drinking plenty, because if I don't drink enough, then my weight loss slows or stops. So.
And you still got to go chippy on a Thursday night.
Oh, apparently I've still got to go to Chippy on a Thursday
If
night.
you don't go chippy on a Thursday night, you don't lose now.
There you go. See, Hannah's letting out my secrets. After I get weighed on a Thursday night, it's normally a chippy tea. But to be fair, I don't, well, apart from a couple of weeks back, I don't tend to have much anyway. I usually might just have a fish, because I like the fish. But there we go. So that's it. Bit longer Flosstube than normal, because again, as I said, this is a refilm, because I sound like a grumpy old woman.
And you've had us talking in it and all.
And I've had you talking in it as well, yes, and making all kinds of little absurd noises all the way along, but there you go. So, yeah. But that's everything from me. So I will just end with my usual reminders. 3 videos on the screen in a moment. If you've not seen them, please do go and take a look. If you are around, my schedule is Tuesdays I release Flosstube, Wednesdays Stitch with me, Fridays Stitch with me, Sundays a live stream at 7:30 PM UK time. This week we have Stitch with me with chats with Daughter of the Deep, which I've already filmed. So I'll be working on Night Cafe. Friday's Stitch with me will be with the Realm of Middle Earth. I know we only had that a couple of weeks ago, but it's back again. And then Envy is on the Sunday live stream, unless something drastic happens. What I might do is, for next Monday morning, I might just squeak Maui Princess in for my Stitch with me, because otherwise it's she sleeps again. So nice. There we go. Yep. So yeah, so that's everything. So if you've got to this point, 20 odd minutes in, thanks all very much indeed for watching. Are you all right, sweetheart? Okay. Thanks so very much for watching. Take care. Happy stitching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now. And that's Hannah. Waving a bye bye. Go on, do it again. Like a flash of lightning, she is. See you next time, people. Bye bye.